Good afternoon and welcome to a little bit earlier Letters from the Light Side. I'm not doing a live today because I'm here on Gozo in Malta, and so I'm going to record it and then post it up. But I hope that you can take some of whatever's said by the guides and inspirers this afternoon and apply it to the energy for the week coming up. I should have started I'm so chilled, you see. I should have started with saying that I'm Annie Conboy and this is Letters from the Light Side, and I'm just going to move around a little bit. I'm on a swing seat, which is really comfortable, by a pool, and it is warm, a little bit breezy, but it is warm. And it's such a refreshing change from the UK, where I believe it's wet and snowy and just doing its typical change of season changeover. I am here because I have a very strong connection to Gozo. I feel as if it's something that's part of my past life connections and my Atlantean lives connections. There's a very strong energy on the island of the Atlantean energy of the divine feminine. It's a very beautiful and flowing energy and very gentle, which is exactly what we need this week. Because this week is about really rest. We've been doing a lot of energy work. All of us have been clearing stuck energy, and you might feel like you've been like a washed out limp bit of rag having been through battles and been through that inner struggle with yourself, in the way in which how do I find the right way for me, the right path for me, what's going to work for me. So you might have found yourself kind of restless at night, you might have found yourself restless during the day, you might have found yourself being a bit niggled or cross with the world and thinking, well, what's up with me, why am I feeling this way? Rafe is with me, and he's been busy all week going, it's okay. You might also have found that your loved ones have stepped in very close, because when we need a break, they come along and try and get us to relax and take it steady, take it easy. Of course, we're just not very good at listening to that, and we don't always aim for taking it steady and relaxing. So you may even have found that your loved ones have made their presence more noticeable. Maybe somebody's called you by a pet name a parent used. Maybe somebody's hit on a nickname that you had in the past. Maybe you've felt a sense of presence and a sense of people being around you. It may be that you've even seen flashes of light. Even in the daylight, we can still see flashes of light or hear. Oh yes, in my room last night I had lots of little noises going off just for them to say, well, we're still here. So lots of different ways. I do have guides who work with me through music, and certainly on Monday night I kept waking up with songs in my head and going, oh, I need to sleep, and then I'd go back to sleep, and then another song would come in, just a snippet of the song. The frustrating thing is not the whole song, just a snippet of the song. We are in the build-up to a beautiful new moon tomorrow. We're moving into the beautiful energy of new beginnings. New moons are always about new beginnings, but particularly as we start the new zodiac year, this is a year where there's everything available to us and open to us if we invite it in, if we embrace what the possibilities are, not try to control them, just embrace them, bring them in, invite the universe, the guides, whoever. invite, be open to whatever's right is going to come in, whatever's necessary is going to come in, and kind of take that step forward and say, yeah, well, the universe will give me whatever I need. I just have to remember to ask for it. And that's really important, to ask and then let it go and go, right, okay, well, that's asked for, it'll come in when it needs to. And to be relaxed about how things turn up. It just will flow, click, 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 click. The right things happen at the right time. That's the thing to remember, and the thing to be comfortable about if you can. And that's why they want us to rest at the moment, because we've done a lot of clearing and manifesting and asking. Now it's the time, as the new moon rolls out the energy, to just wait and see what comes in. Which for me, Rafe's laughing his head off. He's sat beside me laughing his head off. It's trying to make the swing, and I've got my feet planted firmly on the ground. I'm saying I can't film when I'm zooming backwards and forwards. What he's wanting us to kind of understand is, it will come in, so don't stress about it. Just leave it be and let it happen. And he knows I'm terribly impatient. I'm not very good at just letting go. But it's a lesson I'm learning. So, when you think about the week that you've just had, remind yourself that you're being asked to slow down, to be able to take it steady, to observe, to reflect, but not stress about where it's all going, what it all means. We have been shown so much on a global level that needs changing, absolutely, and we've been shown what needs changing within inside us to help us to be more effective at allowing the outer world to change. So all of this is going on, and every now and again we just need to go, oh, and let things go, and recognise that it doesn't have to be hard work. I think that's a hard one for me, because the way that I was brought up was with this idea that you don't get anything unless it's hard work, unless you have to struggle for it, unless it takes forever to appear. And actually then when you get it, you can go, why did I want that after all? Rafe has certainly helped me to understand that it doesn't have to be a struggle. That yes, you can challenge yourself, but it doesn't have to mean you challenge what the world sends you or you challenge others. It's not about hard work, it's ease and grace. And that's another little phrase he's been dropping in this week, ease and grace. Ease and grace. And I've been, right, okay, ease and grace, I get that. And then going, because of course, when we're told it's easy, we still get caught up in that, but it should be hard. The other thing with ease and grace is you can let go of the control. It's been so funny because on Monday I set off to walk somewhere and ended up walking to the totally different village and then having to walk back and then walk to the village I was intending to go to. And discovering in myself this sort of, okay, but it's so quick, because I've enjoyed what needed to happen in the first village happened, and it was lovely, and it was reminders and recognitions of messages from guides, and then going off to the second place and going, actually I recognise here, I've been here before twice. Here are my booking places, not knowing where on earth they are. Not knowing anything about them, just book, we'll just book that. And then finding I'm back in a place I visited twice before. And that's the thing about just letting it emerge, because what it's reinforcing, what it's confirming, is the past life information I've had for this place before. This is people look for Atlantis as a kind of physical reminder or a physical presence. I don't look for Atlantis because I found it. I found the energy of Atlantis. That's actually more important than any physical location, because the Atlantean energy is what is drawing us back through the ascension process into creating a conscious unity. It's pulling us back into shape, so to speak. So there's a lot of Atlantean energy on this island, which I've been busy plugging into. And I've been transporting energy about, so I've been releasing some of the energy, the healing energy I've been given, into the land here to help bring that Atlantis energy closer to the surface. If we don't know it's there, how are we ever going to discover it? I'm very much in my intuitive life working off energy, not the physical material reality that's all around me. I'm guided by energy. That's my strength. My connection to guides is through their energy connections with me. And so for anybody who's drawn to energy, that is an important thing, to recognize the energy that's underlying wherever you may be. You know, we've got pockets of beautiful positive energy deposited in the land under our feet. What I love about Gozo and Malta is all the hidden temples that are still buried out of sight, radiating their beautiful feminine energy. You know, standing in a spot, I was in a beautiful 500-year old farmhouse. There's a temple under there radiating a beautiful, gentle, healing energy. Amazing place. You know, that's what we have to switch on to as intuitive people, as intuitive human beings. It's the energy, the stored energy that's there for us to pull through and use to change where we are right now. That Atlantean connection and the star beings, all the star beings, are here to remind us of that Atlantean energy and to point us in the right direction and say, look, there's a store of energy over there. It's over there. Just go and stand in it and you'll get a beautiful blast. So this week you might also have found yourself treading over places and walking the earth, walking along the pavement or the road, thinking, oh, there's something here. Oh, there's something beautiful lifting me. Or getting a funny feeling. My clairsentience started with like tingly feeling. I called it goosebumps. The feeling I got, you know, they call it somebody walking over your grave. That was my start to tuning into the energy of the places I was in. So you might also have been finding that this week. It's very, very close to the surface because we need to release those energies to boost us, to help us, to get us in the right mindset to create a different world. And we create it not just by our actions but by our intentions. How do we want the world to be different? Had an interesting discussion today about when did we become rooted to one spot? What made human beings decide there was only one place that they had to live, and then we frantically live there for 10 years and then move around, or 5 years or whatever. And it's important to recognise that we move and take energy with us, but we also collect energy wherever we move to. Perhaps we are meant to be intuitively more nomadic. Perhaps settling for a one spot isn't the way that humanity's built intuitively, and that in Atlantis there was a massive movement of people. It was a beautiful place, but you moved around, you moved through Atlantis to wherever you needed to be. And one of the things about being on Gozo and picking up the Atlantean energy is recognising that shelter was given by the thousands of temples. There was no single worshipped deity. There were deities aplenty, but people used their deities as the source of guidance, the source of wisdom. Rafe's smiling away here, because I understand when he says, let us guide you. They have a different view of what's happening in our life, our guides. They remember the blueprint we had when we came in. They remember the things we'd set ourselves to achieve through our experiences in this life. And not all those experiences are going to be in one single place. It's about tapping into where you've been in past lives. It's about tapping into the energies that give you a boost, and it's about recognizing that there is a multiverse. there's a huge source of guidance, and it doesn't always come from one source. We are all part of a divine oneness, but the guidance we're given comes from those who are best placed to answer on those particular topics, which is why in Atlantis the temples just covered so much ground, because you went to the temple for the guidance that was relevant to your life at that time, not to worship a divine being who could punish you or could bless you, but because whoever you were communicating with would give you what you needed to understand about your life journey at that time. And right now we're having a lesson in this. We're being shown very clearly at all levels of our human society, we've created issues, we've created diversity, but we've created division instead of unification of diversity. And what Atlantis represented was pure, wholehearted, joyful diversity, but a common agreed unity, each person serving as was their choice. And we've taken that away. We've stopped people serving in the way that's best for them and the choice they can have. So Rafe's just gone true. So what we have to understand is, in order to change this, we have to reignite those pockets of energy. We have to connect back into them. We have to bring that energy out into our shared world and allow ourselves to build again, build afresh with new intentions, which is why this new moon is such a beautiful opportunity. It comes with acknowledging before you can build, you have to think about what you want to build. And before you can do that, you have to rest and relax and review and say, So the building phase isn't till much later in the year. The decision phase isn't until we're past May. We're not ready to decide. We are still divided enough that we need to work those issues out first. We can't even create an intention that is a focus and a clear intention for all of us. We're still struggling to see the beauty within everybody, and that's an important thing as we move forward, finding the beauty in you and finding that beauty reflected in others, and recognizing that none of us are perfect. We're all a work in progress. We're all here to experience the shadow side, to experience the flawed parts of life, to grab those opportunities, because that's what they present. Grab those opportunities and really embrace the idea that we are imperfectly perfect, and that what we're doing is going along a road that is not about perfection, but about understanding how beautiful beautiful imperfection is, allowing it to be a part of our existence and helping ourselves to make the choices that enhance our life, not being driven by the choices that destroy us. And this is the sadness of the Ukraine and Russia situation, the sadness of all wars, Rafe says, is that we choose things that will affect all of us, but we're so short-sighted we cannot see the ripple out of that energy. It will affect us, and we are still reaching for war instead of reaching for diplomacy. We're still arguing the differences rather than celebrating the togetherness, what makes us the same. So we have a lot of work to do. I'm just delighted that I had the opportunity to plug into the Atlantis energy here, the opportunity to connect with the divine feminine. While I rest, I am being refreshed by that beautiful energy. That's what all of us can have. That's what we need to remember, to step away from our lives every now and again and allow the beautiful energies around us to soothe our souls. We've got some interesting times coming up. I keep having to say that. But what is important is to understand that we are getting stronger, that our intuitive side is really awake and active now, that our guides, our loved ones, they're just here and present with us, wanting us to acknowledge this challenge and go beyond it. There's more, and most of that more is good stuff if we can hold our intention. I call it holding the energy. That's been my job for a long time, to try to bring forward and share the energies that I step into, and to create a space where we can all work and do what's necessary to use those energies to boost and enhance our intuition, to boost and enhance our life, to master our emotional energy and recognize that we take healing energy everywhere we go if we allow it to be downloaded and topped up in our bodies. And that simple act of moving the energies around creates ripples of real and lasting difference for people who then are exposed to those energies. It's a work in progress. It's a loving work in progress, and we can all do some of that work, all of us. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going back to my rest. I hope that what I've said will resonate for you and make some sense. Please do try over the next few days in the new moon energy to make sure that you are resting. The moon's up there bathing that lovely little sliver of moon that's coming down, shining into us. And look for those positive energies around you, in other people or in the land or in the buildings. Find the spaces that energize you this week. Find the loving kindness from others and let the companionship come in. And I'm just smiling my head off because here I am on Gozo, and we've been surrounded by cats. I haven't got my own cats with me, but we've been surrounded by cats, and one's just walked across as if to say, right, okay, come on, time up, let's get back to rest. So whatever you do in the coming week, remind yourself that you are a beautiful energetic being, that you can link into all the positive energy that you ever need. Remember that the Atlantis energy is on the rise. We are returning to a state of ascension, a state of connection beyond the physical material world connections that we currently have. That's our destiny. That's our future. That's where choice will take each one of us if we make that choice. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be back to normal next week on my YouTube and Facebook lives, but from beautiful, warm, little bit windy Gozo. Take care, everyone. Bye.